Okay, we are back, and guess what? On both YouTube and on OpsLens, we are back to live. For some reason, we have no idea why, the Facebook one has decided that it is not going to play. So, there we go. I do not know. And if any of you know Paul, our video producer, you just tell Paul that I extremely appreciate him and all of the magic that he does from behind the scenes, because when I'm trying to do that magic from in front of the screen, it is not friendly magic to us.
Charlie's like, there's no video on Facebook, and she says it's streaming in 2 places, but where?
Tell her to go to YouTube. So there you go. That's the best that we can do is to hit YouTube. And I got nothing.
Let the monkey play with the machine.
There you go. Hey, you calling me the monkey? There's a spot where, well, we've already put out all of our laundry, folks. You get it. You got that. There's a thing that you can only be good at some things, not everything. So
a lot of times you'll be playing with it and it's working perfectly, and then as soon as you need it to work, then it won't work perfectly, and you can't figure out why it doesn't.
And then it says, I see you.
When you're done, and then you get somebody to come in and you want to show them, it works perfectly again. So
it's like I hate you. I hate you. I don't know. I have no idea. So let's go on to some of our stories, because let me tell you, Bruin is the gift that keeps on giving. It
depends on who you are. It keeps on taking from.
Well, if you are a 2A person, it keeps on giving. So there are more stories and more things that are happening.
New York is still having issues with their private property exclusions.
Okay.
In their newest undulation of gun laws. So they're saying if you take someone's rights away from them for even a little bit, that's a major malfunction.
Okay. Right. The Supreme Court explained is explaining what the courts and the states cannot do, and so Bruin is really defining a lot of that, and the ban on public carry, because they're listing it as sensitive places in its restriction, and they listed them all. Everything is a sensitive place. So they're saying that the only permissible sensitive places are those with a historical basis. So once again, what Clarence Thomas said in the Bruin case is that it had to have been banned based on history, written both text or tradition in 1791.
Right, and also somewhere along the line they're quoting the dates of the 14th Amendment, I believe, which is
18 something. But it's like somebody picked that, but it didn't come out of Bruin. It came out of somebody else grasping another statement, thinking that we'll be able to switch this one to that one.
One judge was complaining because there wasn't, he didn't have a historian to read all the laws and.
Oh yeah. There's a little bit of some of that too, so that they can't get to all of them. Well, there you go.
Here it says the court's historical tradition test has been roundly criticized as vague and offering little help to judges who are not trained historians. You would think, though, that they would be able to tell what laws were unaffected in 1891.
That's why they have. That's why they have a law clerk and a law library.
Right. That's the thing is, one of his minions would be able to read that and tell them.
Right. But maybe the thing is that maybe all courts. I mean, I know the Supreme Court has people vying to be the court minions, if you want to use the term minion, but the smaller courts, maybe not. Maybe they don't want to be a law clerk at I don't want to be the law clerk at the 7th Avenue Judicial
The thing
Court.
is that I would
something.
be willing to bet if you would send an email to the NRA or the Second Amendment Foundation and ask them, they would compile a list of all gun laws at that time and send it to whichever judge wanted it.
Well, and make it available to all of them. That would be boom.
Because they would be more than happy to help out with the historian part of the...
Well, it was really funny because you're right, because the Second Amendment Foundation has a new executive director, which is Adam Kraut. And Adam Kraut, I had a conversation with him just the other day because Ohio Senator, who is lame ducked, he is term limited out. He is going to be done as of the first of the year. And he has a gun bill that he is extremely proud of, that it is garbage. But in its effort to be viable in some manner, there's like 4 segments of it, and 3 of the 4 are absolute garbage. And one of them maybe would have some basis if you could put some teeth into it, because a piece of it is to enforce and cause the courts that when they take away someone's rights, that they do it promptly and they file it, and then when they give them back, they do it promptly and they file them. So
and I thought that was already, when that Air Force was holding those set of records
for 9 months, right?
I thought that was part of, especially here in Ohio, because George Voinovich, wasn't he the guy?
Well, not then. I don't know.
Who was the governor before the governor we got now?
Kasich.
Okay, so Kasich put that. I know it was something. One of those guys.
Okay.
Anyhow, he had forced something to where
it happens in a timely manner.
Yeah, and it had teeth in it too. Because
well, that would be an interesting thing. So that piece of this bill is probably the only thing that has merit. And then one of the sections of the bill says that if you're between 18 and 21 years old, even though you're federally allowed to own a long gun, in this proposed bill in Ohio, you would have to get someone over, I don't remember the number, 24, 25 years old, to vouch for you and to, in effect, put their reputation, if not kind of like ensure you that you are sound mind and sane or whatever the heck. And it's like, wait, they're an adult already. They have not been adjudicated as a mental defective. Nothing. So all of a sudden they have to have somebody vouch for them? What is that? So in talking to Adam Kraut, he's like, okay, well, if they don't turn that back, I'll just sue them. And I'm like, okay, I'll be sure to share that with us. But the goal is to try to head that off before it has to be a lawsuit. That would be a joyous thing. We'll be right back. Okay, I gotta go catch him and put him in a fucking cage because Bob's running the 4-wheeler around. And Grizzly. It's really a night that's not those. So I put him in the cage because now he can't see the 33. We got a few minutes for him.
Hey.
What? Okay, folks, we are back, and with us we have our guest, Dan Waz. And Dan is the book author of Good Gun, Bad Guy, well, version 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3. Is 4 coming up soon? So it was like, I gotta just be able to keep counting there, Dan. That's the thing. So I'm telling you that the interesting thing is Rob and I have been sitting here just enjoying the absolute heck out of the peeling back of what's happening with Bruen and what's happening to each one of these gun laws. It is so amazing to watch what's happening.
Here's
Mm-hmm. All right, Ohio's got the same thing. We've got one senator who's a really nice guy, but he's anti-gun as anti-gun can get, and he doesn't get it. He keeps saying, well, the pro-gun folks won't talk to me about this. Well, that's because it's absolute garbage. Well, I had to go through my mental library to find a word that I could actually say out loud, and so it is absolute garbage, and there's just nothing in there that is. And then he was like, well, why don't you help me fix it? And I was talking to one of the gun organizations, and they're like, look, it is so bad that we don't want to get into a spot where we're trying to take a big pile of manure and make it a little pile of manure and then look like we find that little pile of manure to be acceptable. And I was like, I think, and that to me was probably the best analogy, because there's these times when you have conversations and people are like, well, you need to compromise, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. And I think that at times in the past, the NRA's gotten involved in trying to help peel back a law and make it so it's not so offensive. But when they're done, people didn't know how big the pile of manure was. They only know that the NRA was acceptable to the little pile of manure. So yeah, it really. Well, there's just words that want to come out of my mouth right now that I can't say.